In the infinite dark sea of space, beyond the last whisper of sunlight, a lone traveler drifts silently. It is not a spaceship crewed by astronauts, nor a probe with a return ticket. It is Voyager 2, an old but persistent messenger launched by humanity nearly 5 decades ago, a relic of human ambition still pushing beyond the edges of our reach. Most people believe that after crossing the boundary of our solar system, it simply became a silent observer, dutifully whispering back signals from the edge of the void. For years, that was the truth, or so we thought. Now something has changed. Voyager 2 has seen something that was never supposed to move, something that should not have been there at all. For decades, its journey through the interstellar medium had been uneventful: particles, magnetic fields, and cosmic silence. Until the silence broke. Until a deliberate motion was detected drifting in the darkness. Something was moving with purpose. When scientists on Earth decoded the strange anomalies Voyager 2 had transmitted, a chilling realization began to settle over them. What humanity feared deep down might actually be true. Voyager 2 had long passed the planets. Past Neptune, past Pluto, past the heliopause, the invisible boundary where our sun's influence fades and true interstellar space begins. Out there, it was expected to drift quietly, recording minor fluctuations in space dust and solar radiation. But instead of empty silence, it picked up movement, the kind of movement that doesn't happen by chance. At first, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory dismissed it as a small blip in the plasma wave data, a spike that lasted only seconds. The instruments aboard Voyager are incredibly sensitive, normally detecting subtle changes in particle densities or magnetic field interactions. But this signal was different, pulsed in a rhythm. It wasn't just random data, it felt like a pattern. Patterns don't happen naturally in such contexts unless they are caused by something deliberate. Engineers suspected interference, perhaps a glitch from cosmic rays or even system degradation. After all, Voyager 2 is almost 50 years old. But when the signal repeated, and with greater strength, they knew something was not wrong with the craft. Something else was at play. This wasn't noise. It was a broadcast. Voyager 2 had seen something, and it had recorded it. When scientists cleaned and analyzed the data, the results sent shockwaves through the scientific community. There was an object roughly 500,000 kilometers from the probe, moving at a speed inconsistent with any known natural body in that sector. There were no asteroid belts, no rogue planets, no comets expected there. Yet this thing was not merely drifting. It was tracking. Its direction of movement aligned with Voyager's trajectory, and its speed shifted subtly to match. Imagine a predator shadowing its prey, close enough to follow, far enough to remain unnoticed. NASA scientists were not alone in their growing alarm. Independent astronomers and military deep space trackers were brought in, and their readings confirmed it. This was no equipment malfunction. Plasma density fluctuations, magnetometer anomalies, and even slight gyroscope shifts all pointed to the same conclusion: Voyager 2 had company. And that company might not be friendly. The most disturbing revelation wasn't what Voyager saw, but what it sent back. Hidden within its standard telemetry feed was a radio burst carrying a digital signal that had no origin in Voyager's own programming. It wasn't meant to send this, yet it did. Decrypting the packet revealed binary sequences that, when plotted visually, formed intricate patterns, glyph-like shapes, spirals, intersections, and loops that bore no resemblance to cosmic static or natural noise. Some saw echoes of crop circle geometry. Others noted similarities to symbols found in ancient human history. AI linguists and astrophysicists analyzed the data using advanced contextual algorithms, and the outcome was deeply unsettling. The signal structure perfectly matched what one would expect from an intentional transmission, originating not from Voyager, but from something else. Something that had hijacked or embedded itself into the probe's signal. Whether it was a warning or an introduction, no one could say, but the message was clear. Voyager 2 was not alone. And whatever it had encountered might now know about us. The discovery split the scientific community. Some hailed it as the proof we had been seeking, confirmation that we are not alone in the universe. Others feared it was far more ominous, a sign of surveillance or an early stage in something worse. Until now, Alien life was the stuff of distant radio signals and faint exoplanet observations. But this was close. And it was not passive. The timing made it more unsettling. Months before, similar anomalies had been detected in Voyager 1's data, but they were dismissed as interference. Now, those readings were being re-examined, and they looked frighteningly similar. The possibility emerged that something had been monitoring us for far longer than we dared to imagine, and had now decided to make its presence known. As Voyager 2 continued transmitting, a team at the Deep Space Network intercepted unfiltered electromagnetic readings, frequencies oscillating in patterns unlike anything seen before. At first, these were assumed to be cosmic noise, but once isolated and enhanced, they revealed a structured sequence pulsing with precise mathematical intervals. Fourier analysis showed they mirrored hydrogen's base harmonic frequencies, but inverted, an intentional distortion of the universe's most abundant element. This was not a random occurrence. It was deliberate communication. Cross-referencing the signal's movement with Voyager's path revealed another twist. The anomaly was actively tracking the probe. Archival research soon uncovered an even more disturbing connection. Decades-old Voyager 1 telemetry from the same region of space contained a brief anomaly nearly identical to the current event. Back then, it was written off as static. Now, analyzed with modern AI tools, it matched perfectly. This wasn't chance. Something had interacted with both probes decades apart. That meant it was still there, still waiting. Simulations of the object's movement made the mystery deeper. It didn't follow gravitational arcs like any natural object would. Instead, its trajectory curved in ways that suggested it could bend spacetime, remaining hidden just beyond visual detection. It seemed to accelerate and decelerate deliberately, always at the edge of perception. NASA scientists began calling it reactive. It only moved in direct response to Voyager's transmissions. The unsettling question arose. What if Voyager 2 hadn't just found it? What if Voyager had provoked it? The probe's magnetometer soon detected sharp magnetic flux changes. So abrupt they suggested active manipulation of electromagnetic fields. Conspiracy theories erupted worldwide, claiming Voyager 2 had contacted an interstellar intelligence. Leaked internal documents from a former JPL engineer hinted that the anomaly's field signatures resembled toroidal energy distortions predicted by theories of Alcubierre drives, faster-than-light warp systems. If true, Voyager may have stumbled across technology far beyond anything humanity could create, technology capable of folding space itself. And it wasn't going away. The energy patterns were intensifying. Every pulse seemed to hum with a singular truth. We are not alone. Then a chilling new development. Radio telescopes in Chile, Australia, and South Africa began detecting faint, repeating echoes of the same distorted signal Voyager had recorded. These echoes were synchronized perfectly with the timing of Voyager's transmissions, as though something out there was mimicking the probe's activity. Analysts named it the phantom pulse. Triangulation attempts failed, but it became undeniable this wasn't a localized phenomenon. Whatever it was, it could project itself across vast distances simultaneously. The intelligence behind it wasn't just present. It was strategic, revealing itself only when humanity seemed ready to notice. That readiness might be the most disturbing part. Voyager 2 had been silent for nearly 50 years. Yet now, just as artificial intelligence and quantum decryption on Earth reached new heights, it responded. Was that coincidence or an invitation? Some theorized the object wasn't reacting to Voyager's location at all, but to Earth's technological maturity. That it had been silently watching, waiting for us to reach a level of understanding before revealing itself. Governments reacted swiftly, imposing media blackouts, shutting down private observatories, and quietly reassigning certain AI research teams. Behind closed doors, one question dominated. Did Voyager 2 initiate first contact, or did it awaken something we were never meant to find? In the end, Voyager 2 became more than a distant messenger. It became the trigger for a revelation that shattered humanity's sense of cosmic isolation. The tracking object, the mirrored transmissions, the coded frequencies, none of it fit into our existing models of science. Something or someone was out there, not in some distant galaxy, but lurking at the edge of our own solar system, watching, waiting, And the most unsettling part was their choice of timing. They hadn't acted when Voyager launched. They hadn't acted when it passed Neptune. They acted now when humanity finally possessed the tools to understand. The question was no longer whether we were alone. That debate was over. The new question was far more dangerous. What exactly had we just woken up? And if it had been watching us all along, was this moment the beginning of dialogue, or the opening move in something far more calculated? The silence of deep space no longer seemed empty. It felt alive, as though the void itself was holding its breath, waiting for the next signal. Somewhere out there, beyond the edge of sunlight, an answer was coming. And when it arrived, it wouldn't just change what we know about the universe. It would change who we are.